everybody, and thank you for joining me for this look at Bugs Bunny taking on Mickey Mouse. Let's get into it and see who lands the knockout punch. Whoa! So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the latest releases from both Warner Brothers and Walt Disney, and with their key franchises being Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny, and see what they've done to reinvent and reinvigorate their latest IP. So let's take a quick look at where these two IPs have come from. Mickey Mouse was originally created as a mascot for Walt Disney and first appeared in 1928 in a short movie called Steamboat Willie. Since then, he's appeared in over 130 different films. In 2013, 3 new shorts were created, the first being Croissant de Triomphe. With the first 3 getting really good reviews and feedback, since between 2013 and 2018, 85 new shorts were created over 5 different seasons. These were produced by Disney Television Animation, and all the animation was handled by Mercury Filmworks from Ottawa in Canada. Bugs Bunny was created by Warner Brothers. He went through a few different iterations before they settled on his now well-known iconic look in 1940s, a wild hair. He's appeared in over 150 different cartoons, and he has his own Hollywood Walk of Fame star. In 2018, Warner Brothers announced they were committing to 1,000 new minutes of Warner Brothers shorts, ranging between 1 to 6 minutes. The first of these was Pet Coaster, that was released in May 2020 on Warner Brothers Kids. Warner Brothers Animation were going to be producing them, but the animation were outsourced to Owlzer Animation from Canada, Urim Productions in Korea, Snipple Animation, which was working out of their Philippines studio, and Tonic DNA out of Montreal, Canada. So that's got the boring stuff out the way. Now let's get into the details of the punch-up. When you take a look at the Mickey Mouse cartoons, one thing that's really striking about them is the amount of detail and work that they've actually put into the backgrounds. When you look at the series of shorts for these, their backgrounds stand out as absolutely beautiful. Now I don't know, but my guess is they've used TV Paint as their core production software, because that does give this lovely artistic feel to their environments. Their characters are also really nice and clean. Something that they've worked really hard on is the clean lines, and if you look at the limbs, they're not distinctive forearms, upper arms or anything. They've got the organic traditional style, which the rubber hose style, which is really well known from that period. So it's great to see they've gone back to that sort of rubber hose animation, quick, snappy. I loved the amount of depth and detail they put into this. Like with their camera work, you can see a clear foreground, clear shot down the middle, a nice half, and then you've got the back half, which is back in the background. Again, there's action happening in both of them. Motions are switched between the two. I really like the way that they've been able to handle their layout and their camera work within the series, mainly because of how much detail they put into the background. The way they show off the characters, they're not afraid of effects. Like you look at the stars, you look at the lines, you look at the smoke. It is really engrossing to watch these shorts as they unroll. Like the characters themselves, they have style, they have sass, which for me, I don't remember that anywhere near as much from the original ones, so I'm really gravitating towards these characters. You look at that Donald Duck here. He's got a square bill. I don't remember him ever having a square bill like this before, but both of them, the way they approach presenting their characters is really engaging. One of the things I really loved about the Walt Disney shorts was watching what they did with their camera. They were not afraid of actually throwing some really weird angles in here to put the viewer off, but also to engage in the way that you watch these shorts. Like this one, the horizon line is not flat. You're looking straight down on the character. They're not afraid to be small, and even the tennis ball, as it's up high, it's supposed to be bigger in frame, but it's still fairly small. But there's just, even when you look at the colors themselves are not flat. Again, that comes back to what I was saying about the backgrounds. They've put a lot of detail in the background and there's no flat colors. It's textile colors. and they've pushed their camera angles. Like this particular shot, the sky takes up the predominance of it, but you're down low as a camera looking up at the character, and she's got nice clean lines, like the way she breaks her elbow and the arm herself. It's really straight, really clean, very flowing, clear lines about what they've done. So the vector-based characters over the backgrounds, which are then more paintedly, I think is just a really refreshing way of seeing these characters. With that, let's take a look at the opposition. The striking thing when you first watch Bugs Bunny is the flat colours. The colours are bright and they're in your face. It's their way of approaching what the reinvigoration of the colours. They're being very true to the originals by bringing their colours to the forefront and going, this is it. This is more a traditional style which you'd see through cartoons, modern cartoons, done with things like Toon Boom, the very cell-based cartoons. So the way they present their sets is also very simple. The amount of detail they've put into the backgrounds is amazing. When you look at things like the tiles and the detail in the tiles and the different tiles, or the way they've done the washing machines, or the curtain details, or even the handles on those drawers. It's amazing at how much detail is carved into this. The characters in here, they're very optimized at being middle centered to take your attention very much to the center of screen, to keep your attention really focused on the characters themselves. They do some really nice framing stuff, usually through things. They don't have a lot of big foreground in these in the shorts, which I noticed, the ones that I've watched, but they do like framing, traditionally, they do like framing within a side frame. So they don't mind looking through a window and actually putting the blocks in there so we can look through the window, through the squares, and see the faces through the frame. Framing with inside a frame is a very traditional thing to be doing when framing up. When they present their characters, they're always very much like looking at each other and filling the frame. They're not afraid to go fairly close with their characters, so that's a nice thing. They don't mind pushing the camera around to get some dynamic sort of feel to things, but it wasn't very prevalent through these that they'd push this direction. More often than not, it'd be something more along these lines, which was, with this shot, when we look at the depth, there is definitely layers to depth, but we look at the colours, it's flat colours in blotches. There's a lot of detail put back in here, but it's all very clean. There's not like a lot of blurring or anything to create depth or even smudged lines. Very clean, very crisp, very bright, and very much in your face about what they're presenting. So after 5 rounds, when each of them have landed punches in their own way, what is my humble opinion? For anyone who's actually listened to my story back before, you'd know that I completely got into animation because of Warner Brothers. Now, looking at all this modern work and what it's made me feel like, I absolutely love the new Mickey shorts. But that's only my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this, and if you'd like to see more one-on-one versus type videos. And until the next time, I'll say bye-bye.